95-16, happy Friday. The weekend's going to be hot and very summery, meaning nothing really unusual here. I do have temperatures in the low 90s and heat index numbers 100, maybe as hot as 105. So it's getting on up there. And our chance of rain only 30%. So there'll be a couple little hit or miss thunderstorms, but nothing out of the norm here. Next week, we get more than those typical hit or miss thunderstorms. We'll transition to a wetter pattern starting on Monday with the 50%. I still think Tuesday could be our best chance of heavy rain, but I still have a chance for heavy rain into Wednesday, and there could even be a few showers and storms on Thursday. But it looks like especially Tuesday and Wednesday are still the main days. I want to keep an eye on some heavy rains. It's partly tied to what's happening down here. The National Hurricane Center hasn't changed their thinking. The only thing that's changed is our little tropical disturbance is setting in the extreme southwestern Gulf this morning. You can actually see a little spin in there. Big burst of showers and storms this morning. We are expecting some weak low pressure to form here, and it continued to move towards Mexico's coast. Between Brownsville, Texas, and Tampico, Mexico is where this broad circulation is likely going to be making landfall as we go into tomorrow. So here it is. You can see the weak circulation, nothing terribly organized with it, but there are some scattered downpours around. So that'll be what happens through the weekend. This thing is not our problem this weekend, and we're not expecting it to be a big problem, but it's going to fuel us with some moisture into early next week. So why is this thing going towards Mexico? Well, we've got this heat ridge over us. That's why we're so hot. But over the weekend, this heat ridge is going to back out, and it's going to open up the Gulf here, and so that moisture is going to start to travel up into this tropical low pressure. Now, tropical low pressure also does something else. It sends a cold front. So you've got tropical moisture surging north. You got a cold front surging south. They're going to clash right over Louisiana. That's the hot spot for heavy rain. So you can see nothing organized here. Some weak low pressure in the northern Gulf, yeah, but it's really just a rainmaker from Texas all the way along that existing cool front all the way into the deep south, and that's going to be our heavy rainmaker. So rainfall totals, you can see they're much more likely to see widespread 3 to 6 inches, but something our models aren't really capable of this far out are those little instances where you get those downpours that just don't move and they drop 6 to 8 inches or even more. We can't really see that with our resolution and our models. We know it's a possibility somewhere, but widespread 3 to 6, but there's likely going to be a few spots that overachieve. Like we've seen the past month and a half or so, we've had some hot spots here and there that have picked up over a foot of rain. It's certainly a possibility for the early parts and the middle part of next week. So those are the 3 days I'm watching right now. I think especially Tuesday's our highest chance for downpours. Wednesday will still carry a fairly high chance at 60%, and then we may start to see us return back to more of a normal summery pattern by the end of next week. So this weekend just going to be hot. It'll be in the low 90s. If you are doing outdoor work, make sure you are doing it either in the morning or the night or in the evening when it's not as hot. Hottest part of the day is always from around 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's when it could feel like 105 degrees. There may be an isolated downpour, but that chance is going to be low, and then we'll be watching our weather impact alerts with a threat for heavy rain as we go through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Our marine forecast, no big problems here for your weekend plans. We're expecting a light chop with really almost smooth conditions, whether you're in the Gulf or out on the lakes here. We're not expecting big time winds. Our high tides are going to happen later this morning up until 1 p.m., and those low tides are going to happen later this evening.